This week, we attended the annual meeting of the Association of the United States Army, or AUSA. That conference was back in person this year after a virtual event in 2020. Our conversation is part of the Army Modernization Series. Retired Army General Robert Brown is the new president and CEO of AUSA. General Brown, welcome.
Well, thanks, Mimi. It's great to be here.
Well, this was your first year back in person for AUSA. Last year was virtual. Any problems with that?
No, I'll tell you, we were so glad to be back in person. I heard it over and over again. We had about 20,000 individuals attend. And of course, safety was our first concern. So we made vaccinations mandatory and had all the proper health checks. And, it was great. Virtual's, wonderful, but it's not the same. There's nothing like being back in person. And folks were very glad to be back together again.
So tell me about some of the major accomplishments that you had from the conference.
Well, the theme was America's Army and its people transforming for the future. And so we had numerous forums, seminars, and discussions. And then, of course, just incredible participation from industry with 661 exhibits on the floor where we saw some incredible technology and just so many things that can help our Army remain the best in the world. And so it was really great to see the Army leadership there addressing their concerns and pointing towards the future. We had the Secretary of the Army, the Chief of Staff of the Army, and the Sergeant Major of the Army, of course. So across the board, great participation. Folks learned a lot, saw a lot of that's out there and available. And a chance really to network that, again, we've been missing for about the last 18 months.
Well, General, you just stepped into this new role as president and CEO of the association. What have your priorities been so far?
Well, first of all, I'm really proud to join an organization that for 71 years has been the voice for the Army and the Army's premier association. And we really exist to educate, inform, and connect the public with her Army. And it's so important because we need the best Army we can have to help defend our nation. And we want the Army to be so good that nobody would even think of doing harm to our nation, because they know that our Army would swiftly respond and be able to defend us the right way. So it's just so proud to be a part. We have incredible, about 250,000 members, 122 chapters around the country and overseas in the Pacific and Europe as well. And they do an amazing job supporting soldiers, families, and veterans. And so I'm just proud to be a part of that as we move forward, continuing to help.
Well, tell me about AUSA a little bit, and why was it created, and what's its value proposition for all those members?
Yeah, no, great question, Mimi. And, it was created because we found that, again, back in 1950, 71 years ago, there were just small associations out there, and none of them really connected, and in some cases doing more harm than good of not really understanding what the needs of the Army are. So AUSA was formed to give one voice and really be the premier association. And that involves everything from connecting the American people with the Army, because unfortunately, as we look at how times have changed, the bases are more isolated than they've ever been due to security requirements. And then fewer people are serving, less than 1% serve. So, AUSA can really help connect America's Army with the people. And then as I mentioned, we educate folks on what the Army does. I think a lot of folks don't understand the Army has 170,000 soldiers in 140 countries around the world, helping keep peace, build our allies and partners so that we can, it's a huge advantage we have to maintain peace and security. And when you look, again, informing folks on what the Army does, and connecting them with their Army is just so critical.
Well, General, I guess it's time to start planning next year's conference. General Brown, thanks so much for being on the program.
Thanks, Mimi. Appreciate it. And yeah, we look forward to hopefully, good positive things. COVID is getting under control. We see the trends are very good lately. So we look forward to continuing to build. And next year, even bigger. And thanks for the opportunity to explain the Association of the United States Army and really help support our great Army.
Thank you so much.